I got the Hitler. I may want to read write history on man. I got. Jeez.
Francis, I'll meet you.
You are welcome to the bottom line Liberia.
Okay, we want to say good evening to all of you, wherever you are watching us. We urge you to join us and share the show. It's a beautiful, beautiful Friday evening here. The time exactly 2 minutes past 9 o'clock my time, Central European time. And so we let you say welcome. Today is the 27th of September 2024. And if this is your first time joining us, this is the program, the Bottom Line Liberia Discussions, where we do discuss the issues. Paul the Lord Children is there in the UK in Studio A. Francis Mensah is in Studio B, and I'm in Studio C in Norway. So we scatter all over the place. Welcome, gentlemen.
Good evening, gentlemen. It's good to be back. How you guys doing?
Well, I am great, and I guess Francis is great because he's my next door neighbor.
I mean, it
So
rained like crazy here. I mean, been the rain today. The rain was rare Africa rain. It's still raining. Usually when you get this kind of scanty rain around, but this time it was serious rain. But I'm doing great. I guess you are born in high spirit. So and as well as Mr. Lin Fogwe. So we are here to discuss the issues.
great, and Francis talk about rain. We had rain a few days ago, but our rain is not that profuse. Sometimes it can get crazy, but it'll always be that kind of small rain, sporadic here and there and there. But when you look, the water getting full. I don't know how it can happen, man. Small rain, but no. But then yesterday was +1 early in the morning. Then today was -1, and then uh, I actually woke up. I woke up my usual time that I can wake up and get ready, get things done, and go to work. Then when my alarm went off, I said, "Oh no, man! Today Friday. Let me get relaxed. I'll wake up maybe 10 minutes after." And guess what? I woke up 1 hour later. And then when I came outside, my man, not snow, but ice covering the car. I had to start scraping the ice. So it's very, very changing, and we are going to this very bad, depressing weather. Um, so it's getting bad. But this is part of the weather in Europe. We can't complain about it. If no snow, no winter, people will get surprised again. But Francis, I think you guys are lucky next door that you having rain. But guys, tonight we'll be discussing a couple of issues. We'll be just casually discussing, not into detail, some of what the president of the Republic of Liberia touched on or discussed or said at the United Nations General Assembly, the UNGA. And so we will be here discussing a variety of issues. And if there's anything interesting in the newspaper, in any of the newspapers in Liberia, we'll look at that. And just general topic. Today is Friday. We're going to relax it. We're not going to, constrain ourselves and go on something special. No, we have to hear and there. Anything on your mind, you can bring it out and we can discuss it. Even if you ate today or go for, we can talk it. But guys, before we be back, I don't know what's on each of your mind, so that you will lay it out, and then we'll take our musical break. When we come back, then we'll discuss what you laid out. We'll start with you, Francis.
Well, it's nothing very specific on my mind. I mean, I just think my Liberia, the level of uncertainty that beclouds the country, uh, you know, the economic hardship, and people say, I mean, you got this saying that and it will be tough, it will be rough to get better. So I hope that is the trend that we are trying to follow as a nation, because man, people crying, every day. So that's basically on my mind, Liberia as a country.
That's a big one. Bob?
Well, first, I want to say good evening, gentlemen, and also good evening to our followers. Therefore, with what on my mind is the entire war, what is happening around the world is kind of bothering me in a way that if we not careful, something could happen in this world that we all could be wiped out. The fighting in Europe is concerning. The fighting in the Middle East is also getting wilder, and the hypocrisy between the Western nation, that's the one concerning me. Hating people in Ukraine is bad, but hating people in Pakistan is good. I just don't understand it. Death is death. So what Israel is doing today, I watched the UN program when he was speaking. Before he entered, a lot of leaders walked out, and that was a sign of protest. And the so-called world power that decided to sanction the other world power because that they have people on economic strain, but on the other side, they do the opposite. So that's what concerning me. With Liberia, the story never changed. It's always there. It's just a corrupt. And when we have our guests tonight, we'll be looking at Liberians in the diaspora. It's about time that we step out in Liberia and do something extraordinary that never happened before. Schools open in Liberia. My telephone have not stopped ringing. Family member calling to help with school fees. And now we know lawmakers were giving 45,000 each to buy cars, but then children cannot go to school. Something just fundamentally wrong with that country. Yeah, so that's what bothering me.
Okay, we'll get back. After our musical break, we'll be discussing some of the things on our mind, and I will be telling you guys what's on my mind. But right now, Takunje will do for us a beautiful song.
My people, where you at? Where you at? Wake up from your slumber, stop sleeping. Whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your. Come on, come on, come on. I know you're sleeping now. You gotta wake up some more, yeah? Okay, let's go. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. So much. I said they lie. The people fool us, the people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they will not the world. I said we tired with their lies. We tired with their promises that led us to a lot of damages. We tired with that speech they preach indeed, and now unique they deceive us. The thing we saw, it frustrates us. So why did you lie? Why did you steal? Why did you allow the citizens to beat? You see, we just tell you that why we voted you. But you fool us, you screw us, you use us and later on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. They lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie. The people fool us, the people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they will not the corrupt. I said no one to trust. My people, no one to hope on. Nobody. My hope that I have been broken. I'm telling you, brother. So where are the schools? Where are heroes? Where are the gods that they say they could afford? But they're too selfish. The people tired with their rhetoric. People tired, they tired. You see the reason why we ask why the government betray. They have enough for time, but yeah, then stay they delay. People suffer. No work for people crying for hunger. Look at. Your vision and your mission, your intention to the nation, they poor. You got nothing to show. Nothing. So, why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. They lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us.
Corruption is a vile disease that sucks and drains the health out of something good.
So now we know what corruption is. We always talk this thing, corruption. We even know what you can do. But you hear the women. The women, because when we Africans talking or black men talking, so my man, you hear talking. Well, that women, not that women, that perfect angel. But he knows that corruption is bad. And that's why in a white people country, they will make sure to minimize. Nobody can eradicate corruption altogether, but you can minimize it. And what they do, they go after people who are corrupt. So he's describing corruption. So that was just a teaser for you. For those of you who believe that corruption is just a normal thing, it can be with us. No, it's a dangerous thing. It can cause your death because, it destroys. But guys, welcome back. And for those of you joining for the first time, this is the Bottom Line Liberia. Paul, the Lord Children is there. Francis Mensah is there, and I'm here. Well, guys, I promise that I'm going to tell you what's on my mind. What's on my mind? The president's speech at the UN General Assembly, he talked a lot of things, but one thing that I took, one or two things that I took from there personally, that I think we could talk about that have been bothering my mind is, first, he talked about justice, and then he talked about the war on drugs. He has set up a group to fight the war on drugs. Those are the two things on my mind. There's several other things he's talking about, but those are the 2 points that I will want to be talking about tonight. So, but Francis, you talked about what did you say again?
I mean the economic situation in the country where people are, again, constant call and pause, people calling and keep crying. It's not easy and this and that, and so I said about the adage that we have that it's gonna be hard, tough, then it become good. So I hope that's the path that we are gonna take. It's not just gonna be hard. So. But I'm optimistic that this government, will turn things around, and then people's lives will be improved, and we'll have more jobs in the private sector. Investors come to the country. That's the boom economy, and yeah.
Okay, Paul, you just heard Francis talk about how the economic situation in the country, and you talk to every family member you talk to. I don't know whether it's intentional or it is the actual realities on the ground that things are just hard. I know nobody can say, "Oh, my man, all right." Snake, say, "My man, I don't know." Say, "My man, that is so." As if to say, life itself is not even going on. Are people who are playing this thing that by the time, especially if you call from abroad or they call you from abroad, when you answer, then they make it look big that people almost die. What do you think about that? Is it are people making it up, or is it the reality on the ground?
Linford, it is the reality on the ground, and I've witnessed to that because I live it. You see, I've actually moved to Liberia since 2015, and I spent more time in Liberia than the UK. So it's the reality, and I can tell you, during the George Weah era, when you heard what people were causing us, say, well, things were hard. It's just the continuation. Now, remember too, there's economic crisis around the world, and a country like Liberia that is a nation that beg. So you think on it. So things are hard. We don't have jobs on the ground, and that's for a fact. You have one big government that is the biggest employer on the ground, and it can only employ what, up to 80,000 people. So we over 5 million people. So just think on it. If you work with Lanco, how many are not Lanco but Metal Steel? How many people do they employ? If you the other concession area, how many people are employed? So it's huge. People are unemployed, and that is the fact. So you working Kobo shop and getting what, $20, $30 a month. What does that do for you? That's another thing. Things are really hard, and that is the bottom line. If people not making austerity, things are hard, but then people using the advantage now to con their family member as well that have not been on the ground, but things are difficult. That is the fact.
A continuation of what happened during the George Weah era, like you just said. But so the question somebody want to ask is, how long are we going to be in this situation? Because, you know, with the kind of decisions that our voters make, bringing in bad leaders all the time, how long are we going to be in this situation? Do we see any way out? You know, the reason I'm asking is that each and every one of us here, we do feel a pinch. Okay, and we live it, like you said. I was in Liberia in 2016. Okay, that's some almost 8 years ago. Okay, and I know what was happening then. So if people continue to cry, the 8 years out there until now, can you imagine? Life doesn't seem to be improving. So the question people may want to ask is, are we going to be like this forever? Should we just brace ourselves to be the kind of people?
You know, before Francis come in, it just takes the willpower of one person to change Liberia. But with our leaders that we have, their aim is to get rich overnight. So it's not going to go away anytime soon. And this is why to that program, when the guests come on, that Liberians that also Liberia will have to do something. This is the problem that we have. We are the bigger contributor to the country economy, right? But when it comes to changing things around, we don't have a say. If you want to take part in election in Liberia, it means you have to pay over $1,000 or over £1,000 to travel to Liberia to register, come back, and then pay additional $1,000 plus accommodation. You may end up paying up to $20,000 to go cast your vote. And Liberians in the diaspora, capable, and people on the ground, they don't even bother to say they want to vote because they see life as nothing going to change. So to be able to change that country, it left for the people that also to take that bold step to say, look, it's our country, we need to do something. And that doing something is in our hands, not the people on the ground. Because the people on the ground, they resolve to what we call suffering. They're not going to change anything. So if you talk to them today, say tomorrow is election, they will tell you, say, we won't go back to Weah. Then when Weah leave, they say, we won't go back to Unity Party. They are resolved. So what do? It have to be a group of people outside that nation that say, no, we're going to do this to change Liberia. And we're capable of doing it. So it's in our hands.
Okay.
I'm not trying to dismiss what my brother Paul is saying. Even the diaspora, we are divided. You have United Party people, we got CDC people, we got ANC people, we got Bongo people. So the thing is that who or which party leader, which group of people will we believe in choosing? The ANC people do not choose United Party people, United Party do not choose ANC people. So who are we going to take? Look, Liberia as a country, we have we can have some of the good leaders, but the leaders lack so much political will. It's all about their friends, their cronies, and stuff. If you hear what they say before they become president, so you know that they are good leaders. But when they sit in that chair and they just don't want to make their friends and relatives feel bad or no or go against them, so that the reason why we need a dry-faced president in our country. You know, that we need a dry-faced president that will take the hard decision. You know, that's
Plan
it.
for, plan for the president that will not look at anybody's face. When
Yeah, you know, all the people who bring you to power, you're not just turn your back on the way do. I mean, what they doing, so you bring the power, it makes sure that look, hey, we came to this to change the lives of our people. And besides that, Liberia, we talk about we have all the abundant resources. But those resources that we have, look, it doesn't add much to the country when you do not have direct foreign investment. One thing with our population is very low in terms of we have a low population in terms of consumption for businesses to open business private enterprises in that country. So there's a lot of factors affecting Liberia. So yeah. We just look. It's a lot. It's a whole myriad of things. We don't support each other. I mean, I think when we begin to catalog the things that tend to affect Liberia progress, not only people on the ground, but I was saying you as well. In diaspora, we're contributing to that. So yeah, that's it. I mean, we can move on. Mr. Moderator.
You muted, Limpo.
When I asked you guys a question, I didn't expect any particular answer because I know that nobody in their right mind in Liberia and on this platform will say, okay, this is how it would be forever, ever. No. But like Paul rightly said, it is the mindset of our leaders. You know, we have programmed ourselves as a people in Liberia, especially our electoral system, that we don't care who we elect as long as we want to be on the winner side. Like, at the end of the election, they say who won? Like John Brown. Oh yeah, I voted for John Brown. John Brown won. But whatever John Brown does is not my business, even though it affects me because I voted for him and put him in power. But as long as he won, okay, I'm okay. Whether he's doing the wrong thing or the right thing, yeah, I'll bear it. This is the kind of people we have trained ourselves or we have made ourselves to be. You see, that we don't care. We do not hold our elected officials to account. And so they too, they know us, they know who we are, and they treat us as we are. If you see somebody asking you all the time, oh, man, Paul, where you come from? How you doing? That in a foreign country where we are, you see the people asking you, how is your country? Well, they ask you certain question, and the way you answer that question, the how they will perceive you and the how they will treat you. Oh, in your country we're suffering, we didn't get food to eat, this and that. When you get food to eat, if you didn't get food to eat, how you grew to be big like that before you come to Europe, that when you come, then you know that you didn't get food to eat in your country. Then the people think that, okay, that when here I started eating, that here I started wearing good clothes. So, we've made ourselves like that. We've sold ourselves with the voters to the people that we elect. And they don't care for us because you elect a president for 6 years, president, and then some senators 6 years, representatives 6 years, senators 9 years. Can you imagine 9 years? You born a child on the election day, the very day you elected, born a child, the child will be 9 years. 9 years. And then if that child is suffering, you'll be suffering for 9 complete years. Then come again, the second time you vote as a senator in your district, that 18 years for your child, that big boy. He ain't got no education. But that senator who elected, all his children in Google school, in fact, they live abroad. So until our people can open their eyes until they can conscientize their own minds, it will be a long time. And
But
like Paul said,
yeah, let me add something, just a thought. The last program, I said something. I don't know if you guys pick it up about during the election, we're campaigning in Liberia, and it happened that I have to travel to Kakata. So from Kakata, I went as far as Wiela. Now, trying to cover that distance in between there, you get from Kakata, you get this Kopo half a farm. If you go further down, you get Siri Island half a farm. And happened to I met a group of people that work on Siri Island farm, trying to convince them and how they vote. They said, look, don't waste your time. Because why? This guy pay their children medical fee when the children are sick. So whatever their boss tell them to do is what they do. So with that mindset that people don't think for themselves, we're in a big trouble in Liberia. And friends, say you're right when you're talking about within the diaspora, there is a big division. I think the Civil War, that people that have come to Europe or America that came on resettlement, most of them, if you check, these were villagers that had to run across the other place. So they came back. They also have that ugly mindset. So their thinking too is something that we have to deal with. So I want to bring that in there, because if you live in a white man country where you sort of see light, if people cannot see light there, it just tell you we doomed. So I agree with you on that one, Francis.
You see, not that these people don't see the light, they see the light, but Francis also said something that people are afraid to make their friends feel bad. People are afraid. And if you listen to Professor Lumumba, this Kenyan guy, he said something one time that one of the problems with Africa or African people is that they travel thing and they ethnicity thing. The moment I become president, all the Bonkante people, and in Bonkante, we got Basso, we got Pele, we got Mano, we got a little bit of Loma. So they say, where they from? If from Bonkante, oh yeah. Then all the Bonkante people, I need to get president. They seem to, so when I perform Balo, when Basso mentor, they say, no. Our Bonkante men doing well. You see, just yesterday, United Party people were making noise all around the place. When Joe Waga won, Lofa Kante won. Oh, yes, that's it. And then, so all the people that are making noise, they all right now. You see it? When the crime was there, when Joe was there, it was something granted there. Okay? So our problem is ourselves. We will not look in the face of our kinsmen and say, no, this is not right. For fear, or that we don't want to make somebody to feel bad. And of course, you have to do, even your own child, if your child does wrong, for some culture and tradition where you can, knock a ball, and children, I still remember when I was maybe 5, 6 years, some of the things that happened, I still remember. Okay, it can come to me. So children don't remember. If the child does wrong and you discipline him for that thing, he'll know that you're not supposed to do it. That's why but again, the trouble thing here, trust me, whether you enjoy it or not, how many crime people die being do for nothing? Some of them were suffering, and you plenty of them that were not doing nothing. Yeah, they all die for nothing. So the same thing, and we don't learn from this thing. You are on the platform, my own nephew, Taiwan Congo, you are running, but I was not supporting him. He and I talk. I told him, he understood me. He said, yeah, no, you got your choice. I respect your choice. You see it? That's how we're supposed to do. Follow your mind. But guys, let's move to something else. And Paul, you talked about can you recap?
Oh, about the world that we live in? Yeah, what concerning me is, and most of us that live in the diaspora should be concerned on this. The fight that is in the Ukraine, we should not overlook that fight, because what happened now, my country, Great Britain, America, those two, and France, because the three of them always stick together. When they go cause damage, they stick together. They have now started funding the Ukraine. I lived in Ukraine for 3 years, so that's the very first place I entered in Europe. And I also live in Moscow, so I understand the way those people behave. They are very nationalistic to the Russian in particular. If you are a power, you go to Libya, you invade Libya and kill a certain president, it's good. The other guy that have power do the same thing, you put sanction on him. Then on the other side of the world, because you support Israel, they massacre 40,000 baby is okay. But nothing can happen to Israel. Sanction cannot go on them. That hypocrisy in the war, now they're going to Lebanon. And the Russian had just won the West. We know that if you give Ukraine long-range weapon, they cannot operate. It have to be somebody from your end that will go in there to operate. So that means it's a direct involvement. And if that happens, we will strike back. They have said it over and over. My country, Great Britain, say, oh, that's a bluff. It's not a bluff. You see? So I'm just saying it's concerning if something could sparkle in the Middle East and also in Europe. And we all could be dead tomorrow. These are heavyweight. And that's what concerning me. So I just want to talk about that.
Okay. Francis will come in, but let me throw in something real quick. You know, every time I think about the war in Ukraine, is complete hypocrisy, like you said. How in the world that I was in Ukraine 2016 or 2017. I went to Ukraine 3 different times. I had my business partners there. I drove from Kyiv to the southern city called Dnipropetrovsk. 8 hours. I drove on the asphalt for like 3 hours, and then we enter bad road. Like you're driving from Ganta those days to go to Grand Chile. Where I was driving. This my friend, this girl was sitting by me because she was the speaker, the interpreter for me. And we saw the big smoke in front of us on the road. So I thought it was house burning or whatever. Well, guess what? Those guys are brushing the road by the hand. When it get dry, then they burn it. Our country program, clean it fine, pack all the wood together, burn it. The guy was doing cleaning the road. White man. I saw the guy in the black just like me. So we stopped. And this guy came start touching my skin to see one of the blind were leaning here. Then he hugged me and said, I've been seeing black people on the TV, but I've not seen one before. So let me hug you. We're in a Europa. This is a poor country. And the city that we went to, Dnipro was the industrial, the technology sector during the Soviet Union days. Big place, my man, almost like London. Factories. I see, you see one factory going, but all broken down. And you, as president of Ukraine, you will allow America to come and tell you to go and attack Russia, the Russia that just left your country and your country is crawling on its knees. You can't fight that kind of fight. And America is not going to put soldiers on the ground. They'll arm your people and say, "Oh, go fight. We here for you." You carry your little brother on the beach, then you push it here, you say, "Oh, go fight." I stand there watching you with the beating sense, but man, you're fight. Right there. But again, decisions. And so now we blame African leaders. They don't make decisions, but all leaders, whether you white or black or green. Okay, then let's go to the trapper, the three groups, the UK, the France, and now Norway. Yeah. The Secretary General of NATO is from here, the former Prime Minister. Can you imagine?
The reason why I say the 3 groups, that's the 3 groups that have the nuclear power. They are heavyweight. These 3 groups, they always like together like that. That's the 3 groups. They go cause trouble everywhere.
Yeah, because they feel that. But one of the things that can surprise me, your small island, England, your small island, because when you talk about Great Britain, then all and Will and all the places added up. But England, the small island that you get. The Japanese, all the Chinese, when they get ready, they blow that whole island all 1 minute. They all want to decide because they see mentality in their head where they went all around the world colonizing people, and they think they're so powerful. call themselves Great Britain. Liberia is bigger than England in size. Liberia is bigger than them. Okay, so you know they look for trouble, and you're right. The war they think about, maybe they think about World War II or World War One and World War II, where you have soldiers on the ground going to fight. No, it's one little boy sitting down with a small mouse like this. You hear click it. When you click it, you no more see you not see one part of the world. So this thing they're doing, the playing whistle is wrong. America told Cuba not to allow Russia way back, I think the 50s or something like that, not to allow Russia to establish base there in Cuba. If they do it, they're going to work Cuba up the map. Then they see America will go to Ukraine and tell them, so we want to establish NATO base here, and you know NATO, what NATO is. No, somebody say, we don't talk it. People don't talk it. People are afraid to talk. But where we are now, life is not guaranteed, like you said. Life is no more guaranteed. We will wake up tomorrow. I said the other day, they were asking all the parents in my son elementary school if they can allow, and the kindergarten, if they can allow their children to take some kind of tablet. I know that I would say iron tablet or waiting for in case of nuclear bomb. No, so I laugh and I say, oh, do you people see nuclear bomb coming to explode? So life is not guaranteed. So they think I'll be afraid to talk. We just got to talk it because tomorrow we'll die. So what do we have again? And this thing they play with, this is the Eastern Bloc versus the Western Bloc. And if these countries know what I know, then they start playing with this thing here. And Israel.
Israel blow your phone over, yeah. Man, God, they put a Mozambique. The Mozambique on your phone, you go answer call and blow on your face.
Yeah, that cell phone be blowing. Somebody told me that cell phone exploding.
No, they started with a picture, you know. The hospital, you have this picture what the doctor can use it when it just to read. The moment it think beep beep, you go read it, get explain and kill you.
Can you imagine? So the world has become bad, and this thing they playing with, nobody will be safe. You know, and sometimes, you know, it had to talk some of these things. When we're talking, people will interpret it a different way. They be hell of a war that God gave us. We, England, where you living, they get Bush, COVID, you occupy the whole area. All the country, the whole country, we occupy even 1/4 of it. We human beings. Then they get out, they say they want to go live on Mars, they want to go live on Moon, and all the kind of thing. Because their intention is to damage this world. So they will go up there and we that will remain here, but God will not agree. We'll always stay here, we'll always die here. We'll always stay here. That's our intention. I am putting for in it. But you know, I think it's that. I think the United Nations should consider what happened when Netanyahu was
weak, man.
Yeah, how people walk out. That should signal something to Israel, and that should signal something to the United Nations, because these countries that are walking out, they also got partners. And let me tell you, yeah, it may be for Palestine today. Who knows? It happened to where? Iraq. It happened to Libya. Syria. Now, for Syria, I don't know how that guy escaped and he's still alive.
Because the Russian went in to back him, so that's why that thing ended.
Yeah, Assad but Israel still bombing certain part of Syria too.
Yeah, they still provoking. So you see, and I don't know how big Israel think they are and how powerful they think they are, but you know, again, like I said, I think they gotta be careful, because this thing here, all kind of people sitting and watching, and some of those countries that are silent and watching, you don't know what they may think, what they may be thinking, because you know. So one woman gave me a parable. He said, the hunchback people, if you are all hunchback people in the town, and one of you die, you'll go see how they bury the mayor. They be breaking all the bones so you can fit in the casket. How when he died, how they will do you too. So when somebody comes sitting silently, they're watching. If you can go and kill Gaddafi, you can go and attack and what the guy Haddad or Saddam, whoever, Saddam Hussein, and all the people, the other countries. They're just waiting for that turn to come. It's like death. When your friend died, then you're waiting for your own turn to come. So they got to be careful. And that was a very good point you brought up, Paul, about what's going on. And I understand that when Netanyahu went to speak at the UN General Assembly, people walked out. That's a signal to show protest. And protests come in different ways. Some people will do violent protest. Some people will do silent protest. So I hope the world leaders, America, you open your eyes and see.
Nothing now is not perturbed. America created their own Frankenstein. The man, he doesn't, he does not care. I mean, he does not give SHRT for America.
Mhm.
All the things America been talking, they told him, yeah, man. I mean, this signifies that he doesn't care. And this is another analyst the other day. They're just looking for a means to go to Libya, to Lebanon, to create chaos, to damage the poor country and kill everybody because Netanyahu wants to retain, want to be in power. He's doing all those things to satisfy, I mean, to his left group, supporters. Is wrong, and no, and it's scary because the guys, the fingers on the nuclear weapons. In my country, Sweden has all been peaceful. Now the guys are rushing to make in fact, we're having the drone too, the support drone in the country.
Yeah.
To black in case of anything from Russia or so. And then we used to sell our weapons that were made, our planes to Saudi Arabia, other countries. Now we trying to ramp up production of nuclear, nuclear weapon as well. So the war is everybody like, no, hey, if you think you can push the button and press it, I also can press the same thing too. So the war could go up in flames.
It is reaching the point. The other that talk about the snake and the human being, right? You walking, you see the post snake lana. By the time you see the snake, you check. You think you're coming to attack you. The snake too, when you see you, you say no, I'm not satisfied. Then two of you start to react. That's what's happening now. Nobody will be sure of anybody anymore. Because you wake up one morning, one Joe blow, your pressure on that body, people start dying for nothing. So it better let everybody be prepared. And the reason why all the big people, all the big companies, the big countries, the reason why they do this thing, they expose people to threat all the time is because they are the only people who get it. Right now, I come from Texas, right? In Houston. In Texas, people, you get open carry, people, you can carry a gun. So when you're walking, you get your gun with your magazine on it. Somebody will not be frisky to think and can't wait it, going in front of you. You got all of you got it. You see it? So when everybody get it now, then we'll see who can make that friend. Because few people who got it, so they think, yeah, we can make the rest of the people afraid they will succumb because we have it. But let's see. So I see where they're going to.
I think it was 2 or 3 Saturdays ago, and the UK and the US were pushing that the arm gave Zelensky long-range missile, and there was a back-end channel that the Russian told them if that happened, we have the right to strike any of these countries that will find out if they are Great Britain using their weapon, that their weapon will fire back. And I think they were serious about it. That these guys developed something they call the hypersonic missile that they use, and no anti-missile system can stop it. I think the American is now trying to develop one. So these guys will say we will use that and we'll use it with nuclear warhead. And that is scary stuff. But these guys don't listen. Now, I listened to Trump meeting Zelensky today. I listened to it. He said, look, if I'm elected today, the war will stop because I will get Putin to stop the war based on agreement. It's simple thing. NATO must not be extended to Ukraine. War end. But they refuse. And this is why he said, I will stop the war. Now you got this woman who will be the first female president. She thinking that this old man who been around since World War II, all he knows about the Cold War, nothing else but it's just about chaos that he have caused in the Middle East and in Europe. She's trying to follow his footsteps. And I think people in America, no matter how this comedian called Donald Trump, I think he'll be better for the world in terms of peace because he's not warlord compared to those people. That's how I see it.
No, I mean that's American. Look, name one American president who would not come to power and wage war. All American presidents.
President, you right. You see, they say,
It's a demonstration that it's tough. All American presidents will come and do something stupid.
So what happened? They will go for a smaller country because America, since the Vietnam War, America never fought alone. It will be Britain, France, or one of these countries on their side. They cannot fight alone. With all the super guns they have, they cannot fight alone. The moment they declare war, it will have to be Great Britain say, yes, sir. Then, when they kill each other, they call it friendly fire. They cannot fight alone. That's something we... So, I don't know, Limpo, it just... The whole thing just driving me crazy.
You know, the reason why you keep talking about those three countries, even I think Italy and all there, the reason why they do that is simple. Because, and you know, if look at the NATO, because they know, America know that they will not fight in their own proximity. America doesn't fight. How many times you hear America fighting in all those countries near them? They don't do it. They go out, far away to go fight. So they cause fire damage there. And what they do is they get people from that era to do the fighting while they sit on the other side. How many? Show me one of America's neighbor that they fought in recent time. No. But they will go out. Now the battleground, the new battleground is Europe. Okay, Africa is not a battleground for them because they know African leaders fight at zero. But they call them they call them for the UN General Assembly. All African leaders, you come for your small packaging. That's what they want. They are like the African leaders like dogs. They go lay down watching the people eating. When they finish getting the small crumbs, they come home. So Africans are not threat to them. The East is a threat to them right now. So what they're doing, that's why when they hear about America, Russia or China or any of the BRICS countries coming into Africa, then they begin to warn that the people coming to do the wrong thing. And again, let me tell you, those countries, America, Great Britain, France, they see they are losing grips on power gradually. Like I told you before, if everybody becomes well armed, all the countries, all the smaller countries become armed, America can't stand to anything. They throw missile, Why they can't go attack North Korea? Let them go attack North Korea tomorrow now. They can. Because they know. You see, so they will come in that way back. Let me put it this way. That long time ago, way 1940, World War II, 1945, World War II, they started using America, that great name. America. But I think that's zero. Now, they try any country. Every country got no ally. And you not know where the allies will come from. It could be anybody. But again, we can't talk sometimes because when you're talking, people will misunderstand it. And the truth will hurt. Because when you talk it true, they say, oh, you're talking something bad. But no country should just look at another country in this era and think that it's so powerful. No, it's not possible. You see, because you don't know who my friends are. Okay? Maybe you look at me small and say, okay, I can beat him. But if you beat me and I cry, I yell, somebody will come to my aid. And that person may be big like you or even bigger than you. So, I think the best thing, I don't know what is the role of the United Nations. Why they got all these peace talks, peace groups on earth, but still, Israel can be bombing Palestine for complete 1 year now.
Who controls the United Nations?
The United Nations is weak.
Exactly.
No. In fact, why we made the whole institution a toothless bulldog is that they have that Security Council where all the any member can veto. Any member can veto. So United Nations are just trying to be some humanitarian organization and giving relief, giving food around.
I think that's a status it should take. It should be nominal. It should just become some that relief group when something happens somewhere in case of any outbreak, they send them there, Or where they talk about peace, I don't understand that peace.
Because Guterres, the Secretary General, to call on Israel and condemn Israel. The representative, the ambassador to the UN, blasted the guy. Like, I mean, he was sad. I mean, they was like, I was like, oh my God. But look, bro, look, the world is treading, it's treading on a dangerous path. And those guys will not do anything, I mean, to destroy this planet. To all the weapons they're making, manufacturing, they have a look for a ground to use it. And the less sophisticated countries in terms of, I mean, military, sophistication will suffer because the guys want to use their weapon. What they will have to test it. They can't just be amassing weapons all around. So they have to use it. They use it on the Palestinians. Unfortunately, Ukraine have her own weapons that she developed to setting it with hey guardian that boy got Victor Voot or whatever he with the Russians at the time. They use it in Liberia with Charles Taylor and other people. So look, I mean, you guys are just gonna use your stuff. United Nation is a complete toothless bulldog, and they should just get to be dividing food. Have open rice farm and maize farm around the world, and that's the distribution.
Before Paul comes in, the UN thing. Look at the whole UN. Who finances the UN the most? It's America. Where's the headquarters of the UN? In America. The 5 permanent members of the UN, that America, France, Great Britain, and I think China.
China.
Hey, China, Russia.
And trust me, Russia, if Russia were not on our permanent membership, and the reason, America, those people are smart. What they were trying to do at that time, and those were the powerful countries in the world at that time after World War II, when the UN came to existence. So they wanted all the powerful countries to be member of the Security Council, so that when anything happens, all of them go against one small country and nobody. But right now, Russia there, you can't go against any of the BRICS country and go attack them. Russia will not agree. And remember that Russia got power there too, as a permanent member. They will say no, we don't agree. So right now their plan failed. The whole plan failed, and now it's counterproductive. They don't even know where to go and where to start from. So I think, like we said, the UN should be nominal. It should become some kind of relief organization where when war somewhere or flood break or somewhere, they go there and provide help to the people, because there is no peace. You can't have.
But Linford, this thing here, that will say we African, we are useless kind of people. We African. Do you know before World War II there were League of Nations? There were 2 countries in Africa that were powerful, Liberia and Ethiopia. They were still in existence when United Nations was formed. Why is it one of them was not part of that permanent group? They left Africa all completely. Then today, they're talking about they must be part of the 15 member of Security Council. What a nonsense. You see? How come whole continent they get one representative among that so-called big 5 is supposed to be 6, including the continent? Today, our people, because we are useless set of people, we just know how to steal. We don't care of ourselves. This is where you get Asia there, China represent. Europe get how many? 3. France, America, Britain, and Russia. 3 of them, permanent member. Then America on the other side. Where is Africa? None. So they make decision. You have no say. They come to your country. They create unnecessary war. They go to the Security Council. They accuse when Russia pull her foot here, America pull her foot, that country will never move forward. That what happened to Sudan today. And you have a John Garang because he was backed by the Russia. It happened in how they call it, Angola. The Russians were backing the other people. You have that. Today now it happening West Africa. Russia is backing 3 countries in West Africa against the other big 3. Niger, Mali, and what? Burkina Faso.
And okay, I think on that note, we'll transition a little bit and come to the speech, because I don't think our guests will be able to make it tonight. We've gone 1 hour already. But our president was at the General Assembly, and he made a speech. And I'll critique this speech, right? The speech was, I mean, the president was well dressed. He didn't wear a Koja hat. The hair was shiny, jelly moon. Your hair not even shiny, man. I know I'm gonna order rough in the hair, man. But the hair was shiny. But one thing he couldn't, he was so glued to the paper, and then I know you're holding the paper kept shaking, and then when he started, the pace of his voice was correct, he was flowing. But when he went to the end, he was crying now. He was giving up, and he was like, "Excuse me." But I mean, all he delivered a good speech. You know, age comes with a lot of things, but he delivered a good speech. But the speech was not powerful. I mean, good speech. Yeah, the reading, he was relaxing, but the content of the speech was not powerful. He did not make case for Liberia. In my view, he did not make a lot of cases, so many cases that he should have made for Liberia. But he went with this diplomatic stuff, where he was trying to play the role of the world leader, where he talking about, you talk about peace, President Bouaka, you talk about peace. Then you mention even Israel and Ukraine. But right in the backyard, right in your own country, you have never even had one peace meeting with the other opposition leaders, people who you contested against. You never even call any of them. The ex-president that transitioned to you, he even had a gut to mention the transition, peaceful transition, and he had never even talked to President Weah, where his security forces can stop Weah from even using the VIP lounge. You know, so I think people understand these things from different contexts. Okay, that peace. So you think when you talk about peace, and America will say, "Oh yes, Liberia is with us." And Paul, when you mention about Africa, this is where I'm coming in now. That African leaders, they will always want to go with the slave colonial masters to please them. So when Bouaka goes and takes his stance at the UN General Assembly and talk the same thing that almost everybody's talking, the whole world is condemning Israel and the war in Ukraine, the whole world. So what does Liberia have to say extra? And what can Liberia do extra? He didn't make his case for Liberia, and he goes there to please America simply because if he will say anything to the contrary, America will stop it. America will get mad, and so he just have to fall in line and say the same thing.
There was, countries like South Africa, Egypt stood their ground at the United Nations. South Africa condemned Israel, condemn Russia, and actually put for the war to come to an end. Even Ukraine was partly responsible for the war. So Africa stood its ground, and it's African country that look, yeah, they do not have all the weaponry that the American people they have, but look, they stood their ground. And Egypt was a little bit timid because they have war with Israel themselves, and they depend on America too for the stability of that region. Unlike South Africa is basically leading towards Russia now.
Yeah, South Africa is part of the BRICS.
Yeah,
the BRICS, that is for South Africa.
Yeah. So they were very, very, have been very, very outspoken, very vocal in terms of war issues and war politics. That has the downturning effect on people across the world, especially in the Middle East.
Francis, you're right. You see, Africa is just when you started about concerning about bad leadership, Africa as a whole, we just get bad leaders. Do you know that continent, the rest of the world, depending on Africa a lot, will have OAU. If they stand their ground, Think on it. If they stand their ground that nothing, not our resources leaving from here until we have somebody on that permanent member, it will happen. We just fully set of people. I'm sorry for my language, but it's just the way we are.
No, you see, the thing is, I don't know if we are foolish, but what I do know is
I mean, if people not
no, Africans do not think fast. That's what I know.
They think fast. They think fast. Don't say they don't. They think fast because they are fast thinking. They will steal from you. That to be able to steal from you, they can think. So that means they think fast.
They are criminals. They are criminals. And when I talk about thinking fast, no. I keep saying this thing here, and maybe people I may sound foolish, so people not understand what I'm saying. The white people, in the next 50 years or 100 years to come, black men will start moving from here to go work for women in space. You go there, you go buy land, you get visa from there to go to space. You go, tell them they didn't want to own that place. That's what they're doing. And that's when African countries now, our RONT, let us reserve it. Because when people go to space, they will come to buy RO to go build. They finish building their homes there already. And you know, the white men, the people, no, let me tell you, the white people can think faster than us. In the first place, white men colonized, they enslaved black men. When they enslaved black men, they found out that the black men were getting too smart, then the person and call it power. Then they wrote all the sweet things out and say, slaves, obey your earthly masters. Tell you obey God. You see, they tell you, you slave, but obey us. You see, then you get black pastors who go and preach these things. The same white man tells you that believe in Jesus or believe in God, you'll go to heaven. The white man had not gone to heaven and come back. You know how heaven looks. The white man who tell you to believe in God, you'll die and go to heaven. The white man, right now as we speak, the king Charles, they know in the next 30, 40 years who will be the next king of England. If the white men know that there is somewhere called heaven and they will go there, they will not be building a kingdom. England, go to the UK, they still building. They're improving every day. But black men standing in the church and singing, hallelujah, let me die and go to heaven. Hallelujah, let me die and go to heaven. When I'm leaving from Liberia to come to the UK, I got to buy plane ticket, I pay for visa. The human being who told me that I can die and go to some like golden place. In the first place, the white man knew that there was anywhere called heaven. He would not let black men know. You can see, I can see you. You can see me. We can talk. We understand each other. I come into your country. You make it difficult for me. But God's kingdom that you never been to, you get a key. You got no relationship there. You tell me that I'm going to believe in something and I'll go there. Then black men buy it. The most amount of Christians on earth that black people in the whole world, black people are the most Christians. They don't want believing the God. They forget about their own tradition. They turn to God. So black men are thinking fast. And the white men right now, they're going to heaven. How many black men see about thinking going to heaven? They're going to the moon or they're going to Mars and all these things. How many black men see going there? We standing in the disco dancing or we in the church house singing. We praying that God will come. You think God will make the whole world and destroy it for nothing and go take you to heaven? So then why you made a war? But again, that a different topic. But let's move on.
Friends, I never agree with Linford, but on this one, I will agree with him. You see, on religion, but I will agree with Linford on this. Because right in the UK here, you know, all the industrial side, they have this old warehouse. When this company leave, the place become empty. Guess what? The Nigerians go and take over everywhere on Sunday. The places are packed with these people. Now, in England here, there are a lot of blacks footballers, right? They play on Saturday. After Saturday, the boys hang out. The place they hang out, the only white girls can go hang out with them, so they end up with white women. Our sister can go to church.
You go to church.
They bring God to send back. But the white women go also your brother for you to be out there, you eat church singing holy, holy, and then you stay there. Oh, how come our brothers hanging out with the white women? The place they hang out, you refuse to go there because on Sunday morning you go into some kind of warehouse to go play. Oh, Jesus Christ.
If the white man knew that there is this place, I'm saying God is somewhere. I agree. I believe in God. I believe in God. But the way you present it to me is what I got problem with. A white man know that there is this heaven paved with gold. The people cannot even invite you, the black man, to come sit down with them to eat on their own table. Then our golden city they want you to go to. The white man knew they will not know about it. They will never the power. They will never bring it to you. Or people not thinking, oh, when you thought that you blaspheme. I believe in God. They clothes that on me, somebody made it. Their computer talking on somebody made it. So the whole world, I know somebody made it, but I don't know what that person is. So I believe that person is in me. I believe that person is in me. When the person start living in me, I die. That's it. So where the judgment day will come from, you think God will waste his time on a limb for? And listen, Paul, look at I'm not convincing people not to believe in this thing, but I'm just explaining what I know. To Josh, it means if Paul and myself going to court, they want to judge us. We got to have witnesses. We got to be tested. People can testify. So how the judgment will be? God will call me for my sin, and God knows everything about me. So when you'll be judging me for again, when He knows everything about me, so who will be my witness? So God and who will be my witness?
And the white men were cleverly, they did it in a way. They said, "Oh, Israel was the only nation that God accepted, right? So they can go murder people. They will go and sit on the right hand side of God." Ha ha ha! Very funny.
It seemed God was supposed to say that should not kill, but it seemed God in the book of Joshua will command Joshua after Moses retired. He will command Joshua go and surround the city of Jericho 7 times and kill all the people and bring all the gold to me. Then one guy called Achan went and took one small gold. They killed him for it. Can you imagine? So how they go there? What can I go there? That you said don't kill, boy. Then you send people to go kill. Man,
that's a very slippery topic. We know.
No, it's just reality to match what we see on Earth.
Yeah, I agree with you. But the thing is, we since we live here in the West, we know that these things that were brought to us by the white man it becomes questionable because the very white man, the churches all around are empty. They use the churches for only 3 things: baptism, funeral. Baptism, wedding, and funeral.
Yeah,
that's what the white men go to church for. Sundays, the churches are all empty, and they go to work. They continue working and improve their lives, and so they sell us nothing but empty prosperity.
We're not thinking, and that's the same thing.
I think we're thinking, but I think we think about what everybody hampers.
The reason why I brought because Paul said African countries were there when they were forming the 5 members. We're not thinking about it, sir. You see, we're not thinking.
No, we were thinking,
and your country, Liberia.
Yes,
Liberia was an independent country on the continent. They and Ethiopia, they were the 2 countries. The rest were under colonial rule.
Still depending on American influence.
Yes,
so the thing is that until we can wrestle ourselves away from it's not happening anytime soon.
It's not happening anytime soon with the introduction of the Bible and thing, because those were the instrument that people used to quiet us down. You make me with slave, then you turn around and tell me to obey. Tell me, in Ephesians they say, children, obey your father for your life to be long on earth. Then somewhere they say there's time for everything. It's time to be slave. It's time to be, and they say in everything give thanks. Whether you slave, say give thanks. Don't complain. Be happy. For this is the word of God concerning you. Oh,
and it can sound sweet when they tell you in Sunday school.
Yeah.
Then you live with it.
Right away, you go
Yeah.
already. Yeah.
Can you imagine when I was small in Sunday school when you pray in the night, you pray until you cry?
Yeah,
That's
right.
what they indoctrinated us into the belief. Could you imagine? And then
Christianity is the white man's religion. Look, people, does that leave Christianity? Why say religion as a fact? Islam, they came to brought to Africa as well.
Yeah, of course.
Yes, they use our people. So
Yeah, Islam. Where
you
somebody
know,
in Islam, they tell you say go and kill all the people and kill yourself. Then you go get married. You marry 7 virgins. Then the Muhammad who brought in Islam here, he was on earth married to a 9-year-old children. There. Why he cares to go up to go marry 12 virgins? But I you tell then you go tie all that thing around. You go explore yourself. And you think going here what to do? You explore yourself, scatter yourself, then go put it back together and say, can't take 12 virgins or 7 virgins. No, me, I believe in God.
We refuse to open our mouth to critical thinking.
That's what I'm saying. We're not thinking.
We refuse to open our mouth to critical thinking. Can you imagine this? The slavery you're talking about. It was the African that started slavery. Go back into history. Egypt. They said that they were the master of the slaves.
yeah.
When Moses took the people from taking them to the promised land, they came from Egypt. So things that we started, the women use it against us. Can you imagine? So that's right. And yet, look, tomorrow, Saturday, what happened? Saturday morning, 12 o'clock kick-off. The stadium will have like 80,000 people. Sunday morning, all the teams are playing. You'll see people now arguing how they're going to go to the stadium tomorrow and come back. On Sunday, the churches are completely empty. So friends say when in this country, they put go to church, especially the white people, you have to be like in your 70 because you know you're coming down, you're getting closer to death. So now you're trying to repent. All the bad things you used to do, you just want, because we know where is they go, it's that go down, or you can see them in church. But then when it comes to we the African, oh my God, you know the Bible, I've not seen some of the Bible so big like this. They will hold it in their hand, they get it on the train, they get it on the bus, they dress more than Queen Elizabeth, they go to church.
No, but guys, I mean, actually, I mean, in Europe, Christianity is much more very, very active as compared to the United States of America. America, the churches are filled on Sundays.
Yeah.
It's a money-making thing there too.
Yeah,
I mean,
but you see, the thing is, where the power originated from? It originated from right here, Europe. So America, they see where they brainwash America. They brainwash the people there too. But the thing here is, let me tell you, you know, when I first came here, I was in a refugee camp just about 10 kilometers behind me here. When in refugee camp, they have Pentecostal church here, they get Baptist, they get the Norwegian State Church, and they get all the other denominations. Every Sunday, because there were a lot of foreigners in the camp, black people, all over. So every Sunday, we can have like 4 or 5 cars. The Jehovah went there, they can come park a car. So we would decide which church we want to go to that day. Then they would drive us. So I remember the Pastor King, he and 2 boys were in the car. Then me and my friend, Chiba, we got in the car, we went. When we went to the church, it was my first time going there, my friend been there before. So we went to the church. How many of us? Me, my friend, the pastor, and one puppy and wife. All together we were 5. So the 2 boys that were in the car, they were big boys. I think at that time, 13, 14. They were outside in the church, they were playing football. So the pastor came, we were only 5 plus the pastor. He preached. So he also bring us back. Then I was tempted. I asked him, I said, but why your boys did not come? And where's their mom? He said, no, we divorced. Then he said, well, my boys, they don't believe in God. Africa, the pastor son will say, he believe in God. We're not eating in our house. But, you know, we didn't mean to change the topic, you know, about the God thing here. I believe in God, but I believe that God lives in me. Okay? But
I think it's the religion is basically consumed. I say consumed. Religion is basically consumed by black people.
yes.
Be it Africans, be it Americans, be it the black Arabs. We are
Asia.
Yeah. We are consumed by that. And
Yeah,
that poverty and poverty heighten it magnetized up to religion.
One Norwegian guy said this thing to me. I thought you were joking. A long time, that time, I haven't read a lot. The guy told me, he said, you know, you're black people, you know why you're believing God? I said, why? He said, because you're poor, and your thing that song and magic will come from heaven and come make you rich, so you'll go pray whole day. He said, the man who wrote the Bible, the man was selling it. He said, why they sell the Bible? To get money. That what the people doing to sell the Bible to get money. He said, you go stand somewhere, you start praying God, you think, where God will get all that money from? You get to send it to your thing. That our people will go to church, they prophesy, and then they get it become what's that with prosperity gospel, where you gotta pray, they wash you with something like holy oil and things. No. So you know, but again, we'll go back to our topic. We just brought it God thing because when Paul actually mentioned that Africa was the founding member, or most African countries were founding members of the United Nations. But
I said Liberia,
and Ethiopia.
Ethiopia.
Yeah, there are a few other countries.
Part of the League of Nations before UN. Think on it. So we nowhere.
Yeah, and then this is where I told you, we're not thinking, and we stay not thinking to the point where our leaders will go and start pledging support to these countries instead of even putting your demand. Look at what our president said about the ECOWAS and about the situation in Mali, Burkina Faso, and where Niger. Because that is reference you are making, that they will not allow the regional body to be destroyed by something like that you're trying to say. I'm paraphrasing it. You see, simply because the president, Liberia, does not have the balls to say, listen, it's a new trajectory. You see the new ideas on the horizon. So we think we'll lay on that side. They cannot. Because they are afraid. It's in slave mentality. They're not thinking. Now, this little, I saw a picture of that. You know, if you follow my Facebook page, I've been posting things about Ibrahim Traore. I saw him on a restaurant. You're harvesting rice. He said, eat what you grow. Our people can harvest the rice. You know, cutting and putting it in. I didn't know that they do that in Burkina. And you know, Paul, I was surprised. I just shared a video today. That boy speaks correct English.
Linford, where you talking? That man, he was born in Paris. He went to school before he went back home to go to university over there. He understands the economics. Very smart young man. But you talking about rest. Listen, the three countries we're talking about, they just signed a contract with Russia for them to build a satellite so they can be able, based on economic reason, they will be able to do things on their own. So you see what Russia is doing to them? So today for them to say they're going back to France, I think it's a hard boy. Because I think those three gentle leaders, they stand their ground.
But our leaders, they taking it to be that thing. They're not thinking again. Because right now, like you emphasize, if all African countries, the mobile phone using, the thing that inside they can make it, I don't know the name of that chemical, that mineral. It's only found in according to
Congo.
what I understand.
Is it Congo?
Yeah, in Congo. So if Congo say no, they think one piece are not living from here. No country.
We don't have a mobile phone. That's the end.
And then they'll be forced to come to make business with us. But imagine.
Uranium or lithium or something in the guy.
Yeah, I know cobalt or something.
Copper more. Copper something, yeah.
I don't know if I share this video that I watched. One guy from Nimakande made a video about Asala Mita, the train was carrying the iron ore. More than almost 250 to 300 buckets of train passing. And they begin to show the whole thing. He said, this is the iron ore going. Can you imagine? That they're taking this thing and carrying it for little or nothing. Liberia should be rich. From where Lago days, Fayasun days, and thing, bombing days, bombers. But what do we have to show? Nothing.
It's not the fault of those companies, it's the fault of our leaders.
No.
Our leaders are very content with receiving 50,000 and what a man taking 1 million. He gave 200,000, then he take 50 million. That's it.
We're not thinking. When Francis go and start thinking, The opposite way, they say, hey, first that good man. I seen they drink the Traore and no 3 boss.
Yeah, but then the West, and the problem that the West will portray you as not you're not a good man, because then the West will go against you, because all of the many incidences that we have in Africa where we have a Pan-Africanist leader that was very visionary to uplift our people. They kill them before they even survive.
Oh,
Yeah, they kill all the young people. They kill all the young visionary leaders of Africa. And
Linford, you said something that taking iron ores in those how they call it, train that taking millions of dollars of iron ore out of Liberia, right? Is based on what Francis just said, vision.
yeah.
If you have a leader with vision, you can melt those iron ore in there. Since the industrial revolution took place, manufacturer became, you can start something. Look, if you friend it with people in India, just India, how do we put a pot together, the cooking pot that the iron ore can use? That idea, that technology is all right in Nigeria, other places is doing. The industrial revolution showed us a lot of things that people can do. You see the glasses on me, the lenses, they manufacture them in Nigeria. We close up. How long it take to send some smart pikin from Liberia to Nigeria to go learn how to manufacture this thing and come back use the raw material? Because we are not visionary, we just want these guys to come and give up money, and then we give our things out. That's the fact.
That's why we like the cash. I posted when we finish. Just go on my personal Facebook page. You will see a lot of things. China built 2 things I posted about China. China built the longest bridge on earth. They got it. The bridge will go over the water, then it go under the water, then it end up on the land. But it does not. Then China built another bridge that is higher than the sky, because when the dew start rising, the dew can come under that. So if you down and you see that the bridge is over the sky, okay? China built that bridge, and at the end of the bridge, it go around circle 8 lanes. They kind of go in circle on the countdown. But when your president there go, they're not going to ask for the technology. They're not asking China to come and say, look, let's bring our people your teaching how to build even just a little straight bridge that can cross two river. They're not doing it. They say you can't get your cash. They get in that cash, they bring it, they divide it. Then the country pay. See, so you got to Norway, when they discover oil, the Americans, and that it was achieved from Great Britain, Mexico, they wanted to come to drill the oil. The Americans, the Norwegians say, no, we'll allow you to function for some time, but teach us how to build rigs, how to drill our oil. Today, Norway, they got nothing beside our oil. And that oil they're depending on. Oil go, Norway gone, back to zero. So they're preserving it, they're saving that money. Every day the politicians sit on the TV that they owe money for the future. While we're here suffering, we're working hard, they're saving money for the future. But in that Liberia, when you discover oil, what happened? Within the same year, and they saw all the oil blocks. Okay.
Yeah.
That was the people not thinking. Now, the day they start, the people boil oil, when they come to drill, now who will be working there as casual laborers? Our children, right? You see it? We're not thinking. Black men not thinking. That's it.
No, but especially Liberia, look, all the things, before the war, they had a glass factory. Do you know what they're making the glass from? No sand.
Okay, you're right, Francis.
The white sand.
Yeah.
What they're making a glass from? Heat the glass, heat the sand, and it turns to the chemical reaction and it turns into glass. So we have everything. We should be able to be making glass for our plates, glass for people to drink, our bottle, coconut bottle, other stuff. We are endowed with resources but we just don't know how to go about it because
I,
our
and
leaders
Francis,
are very, very greedy. They don't think about the ordinary people.
Francis, you're right. My mom used to work at biscuit factory. From Liberia, they were sending biscuits abroad. You remember, even the Maserati group of fishing company, they were sending lobster and things in the white people country.
You talk about biscuit factory. I mean, the guys who throw the burn biscuit outside to go behind it,
So,
to go behind the fence, behind the fence and go hustle the burn biscuit. Some of them.
so you see all of those things that they have, and then this whether our top or the kill who had the vision to do all of these things that they just maybe that this guy, his demon that is just over Liberia, that maybe that's why we're not going anywhere.
Probably.
I'm being honest. Because why it says since then that we cannot get this common sense that all the 5 million people, when I left Liberia in 1988, the population was 1.5 million people. It was so small.
More.
Yeah. Then after the war now, the number just increased. We stay small people, 5 million people. Imagine you cannot do something to have everybody into employment. We can wait for Indian men to come create some kind of bucket thing, and that's the kind of thing we own. My God, we're not going nowhere, man, until we get people who have that vision.
Okay, Paul, I'll attend something very quick. 2-3 minutes, I'll be back.
Yeah, before you go, I don't think we're going to be here for long. So, friends, we can spend another 4 more minutes. Maybe in that process, you'll be back, and then we can call it a day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, I mean, look, the misfortune of Liberia. I mean, I would like to restrict this conversation to Liberia because all our neighboring countries. I mean, let's Arico had a short war.
Yeah.
And Arico has. I mean, if you went back to Abidjan, if you went there before, you still be looking around. I remember 1991 Abidjan, our neck was on the air. You go to Plateau, you see, you're looking all around, you see the people, man. I know. So there's something wrong with Liberia, and we got a big mouth. Yeah, Liberia mentor, you think the country is somewhere, But again, the problem is our leaders poor. We need to have strong leaders. We need to have leaders that are visionary. Look, going to China and getting all those things will not put bread on the table. We don't even need to go anywhere to collect money and resource swap, all kind of things that we're just abusing what we have. We have enough. Then everything we can make it from our country. We have just have a star. It can be a communist star. It can be, but you should find a unique way of leadership or style for the country and the people. But Liberian may not be everything. Beside Liberian, you won't be American. You won't be this. You won't be that. I mean, that's what you can talk about. You talk all you want to talk about Nigeria. You talk about Ghana. You want to talk all about Guineans. Everything they live in Paris and live in London and come out. They stay out here Nigerian. No, you go to work in the morning, waiting for a queue. Although it's not right, I listen, but those Nigerian guys will kind of pop by everybody in the line waiting for. Yeah. So something that we need to define ourselves. We all want to be somebody else. That the major problem we have. That reason why the country can go anywhere, Paul.
And you are absolutely right. National identity, we don't have it in Liberia.
No.
Until we have that, then we know that. Even now, what make it worse? Although we 5 million people in Liberia today, any young person at the age of 25 below. Ask them where tribe you come from. Pede, can you speak Pede? No. Can you speak Global? No. When they teach it there now, Chinese. So if we cannot get our kids to learn our Global and Pele and Basa, there's no national identity in Liberia. So on the note, friends, I think I don't know. We didn't get any feedback. I don't know what I leave for God feedback from the guest. Maybe he'll be here on Tuesday. We don't know until leave will come out and give us this. So let's just summarize and then call it a night, and we're back here on Tuesday. What's up?
Yeah, no, another thing that's trending is that the emergence of Samuel Twain into Liberia to exonerate himself from the charges. I think it's a very good step to come and prove his innocence. In the court of competent jurisdiction. I hope that other people will follow suit. And then I hope that the government will continue to pursue those who allegedly stole money from the country. Because we need the money back. We need a deterrent. Because the only way that country will move forward. You know what I mean? So going forward, it's not only the people in the past administration, but even people in the current administration. There are signs that there are noise being made that certain individual, has siphoned the public money, the country's money. So yeah, I just want to close on that note, and then I want to wish all our viewers a happy weekend. We are here 2 times a week, Tuesdays and Fridays. This is a European platform. Liberians, we speak. We don't we speak what basically obtaining the country and the truth.
Yeah, so to our viewers, thanks for being with us. We'll be back here on Tuesday. Maybe if something comes up during the week, and we might pop back in. But because corruption have killed our people, we believe in stealing. So I just want to play the little clip here that will last for 4 minutes. Oh, Linford is back. Before we go, how are you going to close it up, Linford? I just want to play the corruption clip for people to listen to.
The discussions were interesting tonight. We actually had a guest. We were supposed to have a guest, and we were supposed to talk about something even more important, because we've talked about this corruption issue, about how life is for the people. And the only way we're going to change it is our participation as Liberians in the diaspora. Probably if we begin to vote, because the thing is, we have seen how good governance goes on in other countries. So if we begin to vote and make the wisest decision that we can make, it will help to change the narratives. But if we continue to, as one of you said before, if we continue to depend on the people on the ground, they have already resolved. Imagine that you ask somebody, I ask people in the election, my own brothers and sisters, who you are voting for? They say that, Papi, why are you voting for him? That the mayor will win. We know that he will win. So vote. Can you imagine? That's why they voted for him. For him. Because they know that he will win. So they don't care what he will do for them, but at least they want to be on the winning side. So if we in the diaspora, we who are seeing different ways of doing things, if we can participate in the voting process, I think maybe, we don't know, or maybe we could make a difference. That's why Mr. Muller was supposed to be with us tonight to discuss, but now we're standing within he had another basic thing to do, but we'll try to get him, we'll still get him, let him come and throw light on that thing. And that's why when Paul talks about playing this little clip about corruption, it's very important, because a lot of people in Liberia, people have gotten children who are born recently, they think corruption is normal. That one guy will come and steal all the money and go build a house, then everybody stay and worship that house. Yeah, the guy house found over. The guy who was just here, all of the look at him. And Paul is, but just before going, guys, let me throw in the truth, maybe. Did you guys see Samuel Twain picture? I know. When I saw the guy picture, they say I Samuel Twain, I believe it. What happened? You know well?
That picture of Alter, man.
You sure?
Yeah, it was Alter.
I think so. Because I saw two or three different pictures. And
the picture all were Alter.
That AR. Samuel Twain, all right. Samuel Twain is very all right. He's still his bond and he's going to go to trial. So let's see.
In that case, man.
Oh, you never know. So,
man, your country where somebody cutting somebody through, they grab him, man, they take him there from him, then you go to court, they say, hey, man, he's not even.
we're going to close the show. You said, when I said the people can lie to all, you said, no, the people that are the process. And the people started the process. So something
yeah, but I said the mail go free.
they started the process. He will be
They got to present all the evidence. They got to go show where he did with the
money. Man, look, if I never let Unity Party, I let the government. If they can let Gloria Mususka go free, anything can happen in Liberia. So let's play the corruption thing.
Yeah, let me play that something about corruption, because it's very important. This is something that eats the very fabric of society gradually, and a few people do know. Then the rest of the people just sitting there watching them, looking at them, thinking say it's normal, and we can't do anything about it. Well, the public say,
corruption is a vile disease that sucks and drains the health out of something good. Corruption in society is an evil moral infection that keeps community in the state of perpetual sickness. Corruption is a moral virus. It's so potent it leaves its host sick, lethargic, and unable to realize and accomplish all that a well person can. Where corruption thrives, poverty and not prosperity thrives. Wealth is grabbed into the greedy, grubby hands of those who get fat on the toil and labor of good people. Corruption benefits only temporarily those who participate in it. Everyone else is a victim of the theft, the deceit, the dishonesty, and the lies that corruption feeds on. You need to know that a corrupt person is stealing from you. Corruption is filthy work and despicable acts of treachery done under the table and behind closed doors. Corruption is a disgusting shame. Corruption keeps a nation back from true development and from progress. Wise investors steer clear of a corrupt environment. They would rather put their resources into a place where the playing field of opportunity is equal for all and not bent towards feeding the financial lust of corrupt, lying, cheating, thieving politicians and government officials. How many wonderful development projects have been lost because the investors didn't want to do business in a swamp of evil? When those great projects go to another nation or to some other place, we all lose. Believe me when I tell you that corruption steals from you, it steals from all of us. Corruption plunders the nation's wealth. Corrupt people compromise on truth, equity, and fairness, choosing instead to feed off the short-term benefits of crookedness, exploitation, and financial perversion. Corruption is not just a personal matter, it's a culture. It's a way of life, not just for individual people, but for companies, communities, governments, and nations. Corrupt nations, hiding behind large companies, will seek to invest in other weak nations in order to take over the assets of the nation that they've invested into. They will provide financial loans to a nation for the much needed infrastructure, and they will do it with assets that they provide. They will sign contracts by lining the pockets of rotten government officials who participate in this kind of corruption and are then held hostage by their own deceit and greed. Corruption is nothing less than a form of theft and national robbery. A corrupt person steals from everyone in society. We all lose when corruption is rampant. Those who participate in corruption have chosen evil over good, lies over truth, and personal gain over well-being of all. To be corrupt means to be rotten. When meat is corrupt, it's rotten and it stinks. Rotten meat can't be eaten. When a person is corrupt, he's rotten and unfit for a place in the community. A corrupt person should be jailed in order to protect society from the vile deeds of the corrupt person. Government should be protecting us from the foul results of corruption instead of being the proponents and participants in corruption. When corruption is systemic, when it's a culture and a way of life, when corruption thrives, it destroys the health of the community and nation. Now let me tell you something. Defeating corruption is a very difficult thing. The love of money is the root of all evil, the Bible says. People who love money will do almost anything to get it. Those who choose to stand up against corruption, you need to know that we're going to be involved in a war. We will be threatened, vilified, intimidated, marginalized, and ridiculed. These kind of people who stand up against corruption will often feel alone, as if they are the problem instead of the solution. Corruption can only be defeated when enough people have had enough and decide to do something about it. Africa needs to raise up a new generation of corrupt-free young people who together and in support of one another build a beautiful, new, corrupt-free Africa. We need a new generation of young people to fill the places of leadership who think differently and are motivated not by greed, but a genuine sense of servanthood to the people of our community. The church exists to call the nation back to righteousness. We are here to lift the standard of good that God requires for prosperity and health to flourish across the land. The Bible says, "Woe to those who acquit the guilty for a bribe, but deny justice to the innocent. Therefore, as tongues of fire lick up straw, and as dry grass sinks down in the flames, so their roots will decay and their flowers blow away like dust, for they have rejected the law of the Lord Almighty." We all need to be reminded that from time to time, God has created everything. Therefore, he owns everything. He is the final authority over everything, and he has the right to determine how everything should be managed and used. We own nothing. What we have, we only manage on God's behalf. We need to be reminded that God, the righteous judge, requires every one of us on a day he is appointed to stand before him and to give an account for what we did with his property, with the positions and the people that he entrusted into our hands. God, the righteous judge, will act and decide justly. He will not forever allow the corrupt to thrive and dominate the poor by their evil and corruption. Oh, young Ugandan, you who hold the future of this nation in your hand, the most important message that I can give you today in this anti-corruption week is this: never pay a bribe and never demand one. I've had the honor of living in Uganda for almost 40 years. I came here to preach the good news about Jesus and to call this nation back to God and to godliness. I can confidently tell you that over those 40 years, I have never paid a bribe, and I'm proud of it. The way to kill corruption is for all of us to just say no.
You know, what a powerful message. And these are the messages that can touch me instead of somebody going to stay and start promising me heaven and hell. You know, promising me heaven and scaring me with hell. When we already living in hell on earth at the hands and detriment of these corrupt people. Because if everything was to be done the way God wants it to be, nobody will be suffering, nobody will get poor and get die in poverty. No, God did not intend that for us. But guys, I don't know if any of you got any final word after hearing this video.
Amen. I think we give our final word. Corruption is a menace. We need to tackle it, and that's the only way our country will experience growth and equity, for our people, So that's been the core. It's a clarion call. Been the core for decades, for years. We kill presidents. We kill 2 presidents for corruption. Yeah, we kill a lot of people, innocent people, for corruption, and it's still permeating its head in our society. So we need to do everything that we can. It's not an easy thing to do. It's a war. It's a war should be declared on corruption. Yeah.
Well,
I'll say thanks, guys, and thanks to our audience for being with us. What I would say for Liberia, there is a dark cloud over Liberia. That's why we're not seeing the way out. I will advise our leaders to go to Central Street, all of them. The mass grave that was dug for top of them that they buried them in. to go there and need and pray to Thomas, say, look, we beg you, we did wrong to you. Leave Liberia alone so we can prosper. They need to beg his soul, because that would be the way forward. Because for some reason, our people, they leave from America, they say they in high profile job, they go to Liberia. They are more corrupt than the people on the ground. So I think it's something that is hanging over Liberia, and I think that is hanging over Liberia. My belief, they need to go Central Street at that place there and have one day fast, the way Charles did when he went to SKD Stadium for repentance. Maybe people will see sense for Liberia to move forward.
Well, all we can hope for is the best for our country and for our people, the unborn generation, because we're not thinking about this generation anymore. Or the drug is taking over them, and we hope few of them will survive. And I can foresee Liberia suffering from brain drain, and Liberia may literally import workforce, if not from the neighboring countries, maybe from the diaspora, among Liberians in the diaspora. But let's pray for our nation, and let's hope that something dramatic can change and that life can be better. For those of you that were with us tonight, we want to say thank you for hanging in there. And Paul and Francis, we want to say thank you so much for all of us making the show a great one tonight. We'll be here on Tuesday, and by way of information, we stay going to pursue Madam Martella Cooper. She's traveling with the president. The day they get by, will be on her. She will come here on the show. She has to come. I think it is a must. And we'll also try to get Mr. Matt Muller to come and discuss the diaspora voting rights here. And so stay with us as we come here.
We can get to a Mother Wetty as well.
Yeah, I'll try, but we'll discuss that backstage. So on that note, I'd like to say this is how we'll leave you for this edition of the Bottom Line Liberia tonight. Do join us on Tuesday when we'll be here with a fresh edition of the program. On behalf of the entire team, have a good weekend.